Have you heard from Tammy or Helen?
Tammy is not going to be able to get on because her kid has a championship game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I pushed record, so we're good to go. And then if people come in late, they can look at the recording later.
Yeah, I agree, but we have a couple more people that messaged that they were going to be on, so I wanted to just give enough time because of the number change. They were just messaging me. They got it. So I just want to kind of wait for that.
I know I got back on with the old number again, and I was waiting, and I'm like, why is there nobody on here? I'm like, oh, I used the old number again.
I know. I was getting ready. I was like, man, I hope I sent the right number to you. So I think we're good, Hillary. I know, like, Helen said she's coming on, but I think we can go ahead and get started. So, you guys, I'm really excited tonight. Agreed to join us for our call, and I'm so excited. You guys had an amazing week. I mean, way to kill it. I think that for our hustle challenge, I think every single one of you guys met that goal, so that's exciting. And it's December. I mean, I can't believe how much work we're cranking out in December, so that's going to set us up for a great January. But so congratulations to that. But tonight, Hillary is just going to be sharing, and I know that you guys, I think everyone has met Hillary at some point, but Hillary actually enrolled me into Isogenics, so we go way back. She is amazing at what she does. She's a great visionary and a financial genius, and amazing at strategizing this compensation plan. She and Justin have maxed out multiple business centers, and so she really knows her stuff, but she's all heart. And I'm so excited because out of 10,000 people, we picked 10 of you, and I know that you know that. And she is willing to give us her time and her energy to help us all reach our goals within the next, really by January 8th, everyone executive, and then moving beyond that, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and on. So Hillary, if you want to take it away, that would be awesome.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. I am battling a little bit of a cold, so that's why I've got my Kleenex handy. So I'm sorry if I sound like this, but so I'm so excited. First of all, I was talking to Amy about last week about the challenge and what all of you guys have been doing, and talking to Bonnie and talking to Katie about their teams and just everything you guys are accomplishing. And I love that you're doing all this through November and December. Those are always really high months for us. We don't feel that kind of holiday hit that everyone talks about. And I think it's because we stay consistent. And as long as you're consistent, that is really the key to this business. And so if you're consistent through November and December, even if you don't feel like you're having like your biggest months or your most enrollments, your January, February, and March will reflect it because you were working in November and December, and a lot of people are not. They're just checked out already. So I just took a bunch of notes of things that are things that as we're building, like Amy said, we've maxed out 2 business centers, and we're working actually on my husband's old one and on our second reentry. So we're working on like our 3rd and 4th centers right now. So we still do this exact same thing. So I have all these notes of what we do as we're building the centers, because when you start building a reentry, it's basically just like you guys are. You start from scratch over again, and it's just you. So if you're like, she doesn't get where we are because she doesn't have to work like we do, you're totally wrong. Because we have chosen to do that, to build those centers. So by doing that, we start over again fresh, just like you're starting off now. And we've been in this business with Isogenics for 10 years. So and who to talk to. I know all of you guys are working executive, that date of January 8th, so that you can come to the dinner that we're going to have at New Year's kickoff. And it's going to be so much fun. We rented out this whole restaurant called the Saltgrass Steakhouse, and it's just going to be a great time. So we want you guys to be there, and you can do it. And you guys, I mean, if you feel like I have a whole bunch of things for you, but the main thing is just doing that one little extra thing every day, the one little extra thing. And most of you probably heard this before, but I love it. And so I share it all the time. But it's about the philosophy of 212 degrees. That at 211 degrees, water is smoking super hot. but it does not boil. But at 212, just that 1 degree difference, water boils, and that creates steam, and that can move a locomotive. It's just that 1 degree of difference. And that's what I tell my kids all the time is just try a little bit harder. Just do one more thing that is asked of you, because most people don't do that. And that 1 little degree makes the biggest difference. And so for Justin and I, these are kind of the things that we've done. We always work with a sense of urgency. I feel like that's really important because the worst feeling is going to a meeting and seeing somebody you know walk in, already enrolled in Isogenics with somebody else, and you're like, dang, I had them on my list. Or we just had one of my cousins enrolled. I have a lot of my family in Isogenics at this point. And one of my cousins enrolled who had been on my list, and one of my other cousins talked to her, and I was like, so she's still on our team. And I was like, dang it, I had her on there, and I was just procrastinating and didn't get her talked to. So does that make sense? Like just being proactive. And so the first thing that we do is, I know you guys have all done this because Amy's had you do this. She's awesome at this, but I'm just telling you like from the blank slate what we do. So we make a list, and we still make lists. We still make new lists. So we needed more people on our list. So last week I made a post. You can go out and check it out on Facebook if you didn't see it. But I basically just said, I love Christmas. I love giving. We're going to give our favorite nutrition products. Tag your name below if you want to be in a drawing for it. In 24 hours, 44 people commented on that who are not in Isogenics yet. So that was 44 new names of people we could put on our list. And so, you know, it's exciting because there's always ways I'm a belly-to-belly person. I'm an old-school network marketer. So technology and using social media is not really where I am. What is the word I'm looking for? It's not really my favorite thing, but it definitely brings us a lot of new leads and a lot of new people. So, you know, if you're looking for new names still, do something like that. Copy the post. I don't care if you copy the post, but we had a lot of our team members copy that afterward, and they're getting like 20 to 50. Like Whitney Rod and one of our girls got like 75 people commented that they wanted to be in her drawing for the nutrition. So now she's following up with all those people. So you want to make that list, and you always want to be putting people in the list, because you guys, if you ever feel like, you know, you're working toward manager or director and executive, and you're like, oh, like you're adding names, or you're just depending upon this one person. Like I need Brad to do it. Brad will do it. That's who I'm waiting on. You won't have that feeling if you have 50 people in your list and in your funnel that you're always working with. So number one, we always have a list, and I always say attack your list. Like don't make the list and then, oh, if I get to it, I'll talk to that person. When I get to it, no, like tomorrow morning, it's Monday morning, my 2 older kids go to school, my 2 little boys I'll take to the sitter, and I'll sit at my desk for 2.5 to 3 hours, and those 44 people I've already Facebook messaged them right back after they tag their names. But then tomorrow I'm actually sending personal messages to each one of them, because I want to follow up before Christmas right away, so that, you know, when the new year hits, they're ready to go. So being proactive, like I said, attacking that list. You know, I know some of you guys are new. Some of you have already hit executive. Some of you are building back to executive. That's awesome. You just definitely want to treat it like, I mean, we hit executive in 5 weeks. When with our second business center, when we made the decision we were going to go executive, we did it again. I think it was about 6 weeks. And so this time we're building Justin's spot to executive. So it's our 3rd spot to build to executive. So I understand exactly what it takes and what it feels like when you're like, come on, why won't that lady get her 2 people? But if you have enough people in your list, it doesn't matter if Sally doesn't get her 2, because you have other people who are going to get there too. And then you're not begging people. Because when this is not fun, when you're dragging people along and you're trying to convince them to do it, you want people who have their hand up, who are like, yeah, I want to run with you. I want to do this. That's what's fun. So you've got to have enough people on the list. And then you want to take out an executive chart. And I know you guys have probably done all this, but these are the things that we do. And I take the executive chart, and I have, you know, penciled in who the 10 people from this new list I feel like we have the most influence with are. And then I've already figured out who their 2 people are. For example, you know, if I have Jennifer on my list, then Jennifer, I've already put down who are 2 people I know that you know, like your husband or your sister or your coworker, so that when I talk to you and you enroll, I can say to you right away, okay, Jennifer, it's going to be so much easier if you surround yourself with people using the products while you're using them. Who are 2 people you love? And then I suggest people, what about this person? What about this person? And then I say to them, how can we talk to that person? Can we do a 3-way call? Can I go meet them in person with you? Like when I moved to executive, as I'm building my consultants, I go do it with them. I don't do it for them, but I do it with them, because what I'm doing is, as I'm building to executive, and what you guys should be doing, the key to long-term sustainable income is that you're building a group of CEOs. So as you're moving to executive, you're cherry picking 2 or 3 people out of that group that you're going to move to executive as well. So that's why I'm going with Andrea to her appointments when she enrolls those 2 people, because I want to know her people. I want to know, if she signs up Mary, her coworker, and I can see Mary gets this, I want to work with Mary one-on-one. I don't want to just have Andrea working with Mary. I want to make sure I am too, so that we have that relationship. Does that make sense? Because a lot of the people you're going to work with are not who you've personally enrolled. I mean, a lot of our executives, we have, I think, 9 or 10 that we've personally enrolled who are executives, but on our team alone, we have over 200 executives. And a lot of those people are people that we worked with personally. And so that's what you want to do, because you want to create massive numbers of executives. And that's what creates that sustainable residual income. So that executive chart, we have our own chart up in my office, but then as we've started building, like Kathy's one of our 10 people. So then I took Kathy's name and put it on her own chart. And then we started building her executive chart. And then on that list, we have Laurie. And so Laurie is my chart, but then Laurie is on her own chart, so that we're building her to executive. So as we're building to executive, we have at least 3 that we're building them to executive, so that when we hit it, you guys don't want to hit executive. And then a lot of people hit executive and then they just get stuck there, or they stay right at 10, or they fall out and they have 9, or their cycles kind of get stagnant. So what the goal is you want to hit executive and then go right to 20 cycles and then go right to 30 cycles. And the only way to do that is if those executives are moving up with you at the same time. So that is you being proactive. That is you being in there saying, I'm going to do this with you, and you're teaching them how to do it. And it's just daily, it's doing something every single day. So, there are some days where I put in a lot more hours than other days, but every day I at least try to do one thing to move my business forward. So I know this time of the year is crazy, and I get it. I'm the class mom for 3 of my kids' holiday parties this week. And so it's going to be a zoo. But even on those days, sending a text, making a phone call, doing a 3-way call, doing something that's going to move your business toward your goal is really important. I put down, put on your blinders, no distractions. And, all distractions are equal. I've got 4 little kids, 9, 7, 3, and 2. And so we are busy. I get it. This time of year, but like I said, that's why tomorrow the little boys will go to the sitter and I can work. And then when they're home, you can be 100% in. I know a lot of you are parents, and there's that kind of struggle of guilt, maybe not. I know for me and for a lot of moms there is, because when you're doing isogenics, you're thinking you should be with your kids, and when you're with your kids, you're thinking you should be doing isogenics. And that's why it needs to be a really crystal clear cut of separation. And that's something you can get good at if you just make yourself do it. So, for example, on Sundays, I put my phone in the car, and then after church, and then my phone stays in the car. So if you call me on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, I don't answer the phone. I don't ever work Sundays, so I love Amy a lot, and I'm on here right now. But my daughter's like, what are you doing? It's Sunday. So we just have set guidelines. And then when I'm with my kids, you guys, I'm 100% with my kids. And then when I'm doing isogenics, I'm 100% in isogenics. And so you've got to do that. You've got to set those parameters like that, because you've got to be 100% in when you're in, and then you don't feel that guilt of kind of working like a crazy person when you're doing it. The vision board's up. If you don't have a vision board, if you think it's crazy, that might be why you haven't not hit your goal yet. Vision boards are not crazy. I have them up in my house still. I put our goals up on big green 11, the 8x11 sheets of paper, and I buy lime green sheets and I put our goals on them and I hang them up, and my husband thinks they're totally annoying. But when we win trips to Hawaii and all over the place. He appreciates the notes. But it's something that I focus on to keep my mind where I'm supposed to be. So you guys, I mean, seriously, like we have one that hangs over the front of the TV so that, you know, when we're working on this goal that we had, you had to flip it up off the TV to be able to watch TV. And he thought it was so annoying. But instead of watching TV, every time I'd sit down, I'd be like, is this really important to me? Or is my goal important to me? So really, I mean, it's up to you how committed you are. I love the husband and the wife looking at each other. Brad and your wife, if that's your wife, he's probably like, we're not hanging that on front of our TV. But just do it, it works. Like, I just have stuff all over. Like, if you came in our house, on our kitchen cabinets, we have our goals up. We have quotes that are motivating to me. You know, we open the door on the pantry and it says, someday is not a day of the week. Because people are like, I'm going to do it someday. I'm going to do it someday. That doesn't exist. Like, there's stuff everywhere because I have to keep my mind sharp. And, you know, it's awesome because then your kids they absorb it because it's all they know. So, and that was actually the next thing I had on my list was someday is not a day of the week, because I was making notes of things I was going to talk about. And they were like, make sure you say that. And so it's great because, you know, they realize that too. But in your calendar, you guys, like I said, you want a time block every day. And it's funny because I used to laugh at people when they'd say time blocks. Like, people that time block have no children. Because how do you time block around your kids? But what I figured out is, you know, you really can, maybe not all the time, but really having set hours that you are going to do this and that you're going to focus on this. And so, you know, whether that's getting up earlier or staying up later, a lot of you guys may work full time. And that's like a lot of our girls that do work full time and husbands that work full time. I know that one of ours is a school teacher, and she got up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then she'd stay up to like 11 o'clock at night to get it done because she was really focused on her goal. So you want to make sure you're doing that. And then there's something, you know, a lot of people tell me, well, you know, if I made the money you made, or if I had that, or if I did this, then I would be able to work like you work. And what I always say to people is, we have this because we did the work. So it's kind of a separation of feeling and doing. You know, you have to do the action, then you get the feeling. You don't get the feeling and then the action comes. That's not how it ever works. Like, you just do the work because you know it needs to be done. It's like working out. Not my favorite thing. Someday it will be, I know, but it has not become that yet. But I do it. And then after I do it, I get the feeling of, yes, that was awesome. That was accomplishment. It's the same thing with your business. You know, when you have phone calls, or when you're going out to motion that then catches the momentum that gets your team going. So, you know, just every day, make sure that you're doing activities and whatever that may be. Like for us, we try to do 3 appointments, which I mean like 3 contacts a day, 3 sharing isogenics a day with people, 3 follow-ups a day, and 3 breathing belief into people. And that can just be sending a text saying, thank you so much for you know, what you've done for me. Thank you for believing in me. That can be to your spouse, to your parent, to your kids, to somebody else in isogenics, to anybody. But we do 3 of those a day. We call that our 3x3x3 matrix. And we do that 5 days a week. So at the end of the week, you've reached out to 15 new people about isogenics. You followed up and you've breathed with 15 people. And typically those people that I'm breathing belief into are not even in isogenics. It's just relationship building. Because you guys, at the end of the day, the better you are at building relationships with people, the more success you're going to have. This business is all about relationships. And the stronger those relationships are, the more your business is going to grow. So, you know, for us, those really are the key things that we do every day. And it really just is about activity. Like Lynn Hagedorn says, how many times have you shared the story today? And people always want to like kind of laugh about it. What are the secrets? There are no secrets. It's share isogenics, get people on the products, coach them on the products, teach them. Every single person we meet with, though, we share the income opportunity. Every single person. And I think that's really important because a lot of people only talk about the products, and then they're like, when people have product results, I'll share with them. But you do not know what is going on in people's houses. And so, you know, about people's finances. And so every single person that we talk to about the products, we share that they can get it paid for and that there is an income opportunity available. And I think that's one of the reasons why our business has grown so steadily every single year for the past 10 years is because we always are sharing, the possibilities that are there for people. And it's really about, um, so much more than compensation. When I sit with someone, and I love belly to belly, I live in a town of 900 people, and I drive to Kansas City, typically Kansas City or St. Joe, 1 day a week. So 45 miles or 100 miles each way, 1 day a week, because I like to be in people's spaces, in their kitchens, sit across from their tables. And I just ask them, if tomorrow you could wake up and truly, live the life you want, that would set you free, what would you do with your life? And I get past that, I would travel or I would shop, to really why they would want the freedom and what it would do for them. When you can get to that with people, then I say to them, if I were able to show you a way that you could do that we could create time and financial freedom for you, and it would not put any stress on what you're doing now to get you there, would you be open to learning about it? And you guys, 99% of people say yes, because 80% of people is a statistic, 84% actually, who are not happy with their careers or their jobs. They go to work because it pays the bills to provide for their families, but it's not something they love to do. So Justin and I talk to everybody because we feel and we believe that every person and every parent, should get a not miss anything, or, whatever it is that's important to you, if it's travel or if it's giving back to your community. I love this time of year that literally every person who says, we have this kid at school who needs this, or this kid needs this, or will you give to this organization for Christmas? We're to say yes. How much? Yes. How much? We don't have to say no. We don't have to pick and choose the few that we do. And I'm sharing that with you because that's the coolest part of this, is that when you have the freedom to give as much as you want to whoever you want, whenever you want, and you can teach people to do that. You can teach people a way that they can do that too. So rewarding. And so, there's no reason why you guys cannot all be executives by January 8th and be at that, party with us. It's going to be super fun. And it's going to be work between now and January 8th. But, we don't have any issues, like I said, in the months of November and December, because I talk to people about invest in your health, invest in yourself, invest in, people say, I'm going to wait, like, why, between now and then, right? And just talk to people about it being food, not that it's this huge thing, this big life change. Just, I always say to people, whenever people say to me, I'm going to wait till January, I say, so are you not going to eat between now and then? And they just kind of look at me like, huh? And I'm like, it's just food. Like literally tonight for dinner, our two little guys are 2 and 3. And Justin I was like, you're cooking because I have this thing that I got to do. And so he was like, okay, what do you guys want? And our 2-year-old's like, I want a shake. So he made vanilla shakes, and they ate in their high chairs and they had shakes for dinner, and they're 2 and 3. So it's like, just talk to people like that, like other moms and dads. I'm like, this is food. Your kids are going to eat food between now. It's not going to mess with your Christmas. You can actually earn money. We have a woman that just started not even a month ago. Her name is Margaret. And she lives in Michigan, and she's a mom with 2 little kids, mom and dad with 2 little kids. She just hit manager. And so look at the money she's made, like $500 or $600 for her family in the last 30 days for Christmas. Talk to people about that. There's still 3 weeks to Christmas, I think, or 2, or I don't know. I'm done with my holiday shopping, but there's still time before Christmas, that you can share with people. And, you guys can do it. So I don't know if you have questions or things, but those are just the daily. I think it's really important. Just that the most important number one thing I could tell you is be consistent. It's the same with anything, right? If you know Lori Harder, she has this amazing rockin' figure. And if you talk to her, if you're friends with her, she's awesome. She's like, I'm consistent. She's like, I have cheeseburgers just like you do. She's like, but I am consistent every single day with my exercise and every single day with how I eat. And it's the same idea in this business. Like, people are like, what's the secret? It's consistency. It's every day doing something to move your business forward, even if it's just one thing. So what I would challenge you to do. But does anybody have questions that I can answer, or do you have objections you're getting, or anything that you want to ask?
I think it's awesome. Does anybody have questions at all? This is like the best group ever, Hillary. They like whatever challenge we set out, they do it. Like they never ever
I know.
miss it.
I love they call it the hustle group. That's cool.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'm gonna take a cute picture of you guys. Look.
Awesome. It's awesome. So any questions at all, you guys? All right. Well, Hillary, thank you so much. I know it's Sunday, so I appreciate it. And I've been blowing up your phone since like 7:30.
I know.
But
it's okay.
So much. Thank you so much. And it was amazing. And we'll get you the recording
it's
tomorrow.
No problem.
And you guys, I'll get it up for you guys too.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Make sure and do
Hillary.
it so you can be there on January 8th because we're going to have gifts for everybody too that hits executive by January 8th at the party. So it'll be super fun. So go for it.
Thanks
so
much. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Hillary.
Bye,
Bye,
Hillary.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.